tied. In fact, the tiebreaker would go to the Broncos, at least head-to-head. 3rd down and 10. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Here's a throw, bobbled, caught on the ricochet. Crow! And he's going to be close to the 1st down. Wow, what a nice deflection right there, and reeled in by the tight end, Lucas Crow, and James in the vicinity.
I tell you, as a quarterback, you just hold your breath. Anytime a ball gets tipped up in the middle of the field, it's dangerous.
Wow.
And
man.
Yeah, 2 of 9 on 3rd down. They decide to go for it. James with the arm to knock it up in the air. Crow getting it.
That is the first catch by a Denver tight end today. 4th and 1. Here we go, Trent. After the first catch by a Bronco tight end moments ago, there'll be a virtual measurement on this one. It appeared as though early on he was shy.
It looks like it's about a yard short.
I agree. But they got to test out the new equipment, and you know who can fault them for that.
Well, and maybe Sean Payton requested it so he can basically get another timeout. Basically, get you some time to discuss it. And
I don't think it's even close.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's about a yard, at least a yard. But
someday we'll look back
to extend the lead to 7. Or do you go for it on 4th? I think you try a hard count initially to see if you can't get a free one.
Do you like this call, going for it on 4th and 1?
I'm fine with the aggressiveness.
Here we go. Harvey the back. Nix. And it's caught for the 1st down and more. Stiff arming, 10-yard line. Sutton, flag thrown on the play. Gets to the Charger 10. He picks up 22 on the catch and run on 4th and 1. And let's see what the flag is all about.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 32. Half the distance to goal, 1st down.
Honolulu Gilman.
Well, Sutton's going to be working from left to right. A week ago against Indianapolis, he had 1 catch for 6 yards, and they talked about getting him more involved in the game. You see the face mask right there by Gilman.
That's the second big 4th down catch today for the Broncos. Harvey out of the backfield, 1st and goal. Nix powers a block, and he submarines to the 3. Inside the 4. Tough hit. His helmet may be ajar. It is. Gain of a yard. That's a tough kid, though.
Yeah, that, you know, trying to do the quarterback draw inside the red zone. Watson gives a quick little step and then just a burst up the middle and nowhere to go.
He's got 2 big guards up there, too, and then Wattenberg, the center, with the block.
Well, Sutton now, I got through saying a week ago, just 1 catch. Today, over 100 yards in that big touchdown reception right before halftime.
2nd down and goal. Mims, Nix, bowls a block, end zone, incomplete for Franklin. And a flag again.
Well, based on the fact that 2 of them came in late, they're going to either say a pick or a rub route, I would think.
Dante Jackson was back there, the former Steeler.
Pass interference, offense number 11. 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Franklin, a college teammate of Bo Nix's at Oregon.
Watch, Franklin's going to come out and make contact, and then he goes up and he's the 2nd receiver. That's actually where the ball comes in, and he needs to come up with that, but it wouldn't have counted anyway with the offensive pass interference called. As now the Chargers try and keep him out of the end zone here on 2nd and goal from back at the 14.
Rookie running back Harvey is back there. Now it's back to the 14. 2nd down and goal for Denver. Nix through the air, 12 of 21. Here they come with 4. Nix on the run. With the beat on him, right there is Henley, and they bring him down near the 8. It'll be 3rd and goal. Henley, a terrific player and emerging star, quiet today. Tui Pelotu has been quiet as well. And these are 2 of the bigger names that rush the quarterback on that Charger defense.
Well, Henley had such a huge game a week ago,
yes,
and he's a big part of this defense and one of the main leaders. And now going to have to be even more vocal with Khalil Mack out.
So on this drive, an 11-yard run by Dobbins. Crow caught 1 for 9. Sutton a catch and run for 22. 3rd and Here they come with a four-man rush to the end zone. Bobbled, incomplete. And looking for Franklin. And cutting in there and just about swiped by Jefferson, who had an interception Monday night against the Las Vegas Raiders. And so the field goal unit will come out there for Denver, and the Chargers hold Denver out of the end zone.
Well, Jefferson's back in that he's got the quarter, that middle quarter in the back of the end zone, but he reads it all the way, and he comes and he leaves a big hole in the back of the end zone because he notices that crossing route. He comes up thinking he's going to have an interception and is able to knock it away.
Lutz from 26 to extend the lead, and does. 20-13 Broncos. 12:21 to go in the fourth. Sutton had a catch and run at 22. Nix took him the other way and gets 3 on CBS. Has been covering the NFL the longest of any network. Just had a 26-yard field goal by Denver to up their lead 20-13. At one time, the Chargers led it 10-0. Then 17 unanswered points by the Broncos. And here we sit. Plenty of time, all the timeouts. Two quarterbacks going head to head with Lutz, and the ball teed up at the 35. It'll be taken at the goal line by Darius Davis. Makes a swerve. Ellis will bring him down. Jonah Ellis got him right there, and Wallow off the practice squad. Flag is thrown on the play. Seen a lot of them today. 12-16 in the fourth. So the defense of the Chargers hold the Broncos in a goal-to-go situation out of the end zone.
Yeah, and you're already calling your games there?
I started, when I was 12.
Yeah.
1st and 10. Big run, Hampton. Up the middle, he jets. And he was tripped up on that run by Brandon Jones up to the 29-yard line, shy of the first by 3. Picks up 7 with the bolt up the middle.
I was 5 years old and just happy to be losing a tooth. So yeah, because that meant the tooth fairy was coming.
And good looking hair too. Good looking hair.
Yes, pajamas, hair, wallpaper in the background. So thanks to my mom for digging that picture out. Yes, yes.
Thanks, guys. That's a nice one. That's a nice way to do this broadcast. 2nd down and 3. Johnston on the move. And they dump it off, and Conklin can't hold on to it, and Hufanga was right there to get him after a nice block by Zion Johnson to buy the quarterback time. It's 3rd down and 3.
Well, Tillman, it looks like Tillman maybe gets a hand on this. He's able to disrupt it coming off of that edge. Set up nicely. Looked like it's going to be in a round to Johnson. All of a sudden you turn back around, you're going to flip it to the tight end, get a little tight end screen on the backside, and defense just knocking it away. Good play design. Better execution, though, by Tillman, preventing that from happening.
Let's see what Greg Roman has up his sleeve here on a 3rd down and 3. And the Broncos bring 4, and the throw caught. It's a 1st down grab. Keenan Allen, who else, plants himself at the 35, gets it to go. Herbert was drilled. It's a 1st down throw through the air, and a gain of 6 on 3rd down and 3 to Allen.
Tillman's unblocked coming off the edge, and he takes a shot. Probably gets a wind knocked out of him with the shoulder in the stomach, and then Bozeman's down. They can't afford to lose another lineman. Andre James would be the one coming in at center.
A former Raider. As they look at the center, we step aside on CBS.
Here we are back at SoFi, and it was 79, not 75. My apologies to the Bozeman family, but Pipkins is going to get poked in the eye. Right here, you see the right hand go up and brush across his eyes. He immediately puts that hand to his face. He was able to get up and get off the field on his own power. Deculus is now in at right tackle, who has previously played in this game, so it's not like he's coming in cold, but we'll see if Pipkins can't get back in the game.
And the right guard, Becton, is out for the game, so offensive line issues for the Chargers. This is a 1st and 10 with the fake to Hampton. Deculus the block. Herbert on the move. Sidearm, and caught, it looked like, at the 40-yard line, and grabbed by Hampton. Picks up 4. 2nd down, 6. Taking you now to CBS in New York and Adam Shine.
Kevin Trent, Mr. Mac Jones to Kyle Juszczyk. Look at this. That's Riders. Early 4th. Back to you.
And Mac Jones in there because Brock Purdy is out for the game.
Yeah, he was out before, declared out right before kickoff, and Mac Jones getting the second start back-to-back weeks now.
Hampton the back, 2nd down and 4. And underneath they go. Allen's got it. And corralled on the play by Jones and driven out of bounds. Keenan Allen, 33-year-old, last season with the Bears, #2 Charger history in terms of receptions in back of Antonio Gates. They got 7 on 2nd and 6.
Well, and coming into this game, the Chargers throw to the wide receivers more than any other team in the NFL, and that really hasn't changed much today. Johnston's been heavily involved, McConkey and Keenan Allen. Of course, Gadsden getting his first action at tight end has had a productive day as well.
Decula's in at that right tackle still. It goes outside Hampton. And then knocked out by Moss. And so they're going, chipping away. 1st down, catch and run to the 41 of Denver. They get 11 on that play. Hampton ran 1 for 7. Now he gets 11 right there, Trent.
Well, and that's what this offense needed. Really, the defense needed it to kind of gather and take a deep breath. The offense needs to come in and get some production, move the ball down the field. You see Greg Roman trying to dial up. Eventually, you take a shot at a big play, but right now it's about converting 1st downs and using up some of this clock and giving your defense a rest.
It's 1st and 10. Hampton on the draw. Got a nice block inside by Salyer. And then Singleton brings them down near the 35. They pick up 6 right there. Coming up after the game, time permitting, the State Farm postgame show. We'll give you the latest scores, highlights, and news on the State Farm postgame show from CBS in New York. Under 9 to go. Timeouts, 3 apiece, 2nd and 4. They bring the blitz with Ellis. Herbert evades. Chased by Allen. And thrown away. Good pressure by Denver's defense.
Good pressure by the defense and good coverage up the field. Nowhere for him to go with the football. Everybody's blanketed up the field. They tried making adjustments. A lot of times you talk about offensive adjustments. You see Johnson working on the drag underneath. You talk about offensive adjustments. When quarterbacks break the pocket, what do you do as receivers? A lot of drills are set in practice as to how you react and what spaces you go to give a throwing lane to your quarterback. Well, the defense does the same thing. You find the closest guy to you, and you try and blanket him in coverage so there's nowhere to go.
Running back is Hassan Haskins in there because of Najee Harris with a leg injury early in the game that looks serious. 3rd down 4, Herbert to the air. They got him again! Oh, they snuff him, bringing him down. John Franklin Myers. Oh, they came at him from every angle. No breathing space for Herbert. Washed back to the 41, losing 7 on the play. 4th and 11.
Watch Salyer just gets thrown right into the lap. As a quarterback, you want to be able to step up in the pocket, but when your right guard is thrown at your feet, there's nowhere to go as Franklin Myers. Benito bringing pressure from the outside.
Yes.
What a job by Franklin Myers to throw Salyer right on his back at the feet of Herbert.
Trent, that's 5 sacks by the Denver defense today.
They're so good at that, and they like to blitz. They like to bring pressure. That time only 4 guys coming, and it was just a matter of Franklin Myers dominating his man.
J.K. Scott, Marvin Mims is back. It will be in the end zone, touchback to the 20, and that's where Denver will have it. 3 timeouts, 7:45 to go, leading by 7. Knicks with everything in front of them right here, a 7-point lead. Dobbins today, a big day, coming back to the team he played for.
Yeah, 10 carries, 78 yards, but he started off the game. The first 4 carries of the game, he had -7 yards. So this second half, he's been able to get some production, some big plays. Obviously, a touchdown run looked like a pass, but it was actually a lateral down the line of scrimmage. So that counted as a run. A couple of big plays to get the chains moving, and of course, to get into the end zone today as well.
No changes on that terrific offensive line of Denver. It has stayed steady. Knicks through the air, 12 of 22, 1st and 10. Dobbins the call, the cut, and then grabbed on the play by Henley. Other tackle made out to the 24 on a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. J.K. Dobbins came into today the 11th rated running back in the NFL. And again, he has put on a display. 10 carries, 78 yards. Sutton has been big. 6 catches, 118 yards, and a touchdown. Harvey the back in the pistol. 2nd and 6. Bowles a block. Flag is thrown. Harvey outside. Block out there by Crow. There he goes. Streaking down that sideline. Hit the chalk. And they'll mark him out of bounds near the 36. 34 now. And let's see what the flag discussion is about with Sean Smith, our referee.
Offside. Offense number 82. Lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
It looks like Troutman, that's who's being called for it.
You thought we would see more.
He's lined up right here. Based on that blue line, but that was the call.
Dobbins
that was really close, Kevin.
It was. 2nd down and 11. Under 7 to go on the clock ticking. Here comes the blitz. Nix out of harm's way and throwing it away. Incomplete. Flag thrown. He was aiming for Adkins. Flag looks, if you get Nix's reaction, maybe it's on LA. Tart with pressure up the middle, among others.
Tui Pelotu gets through right away. I mean, nobody even really touches him. He just jumps around the block and is able to get pressure. Nix gets to the outside and takes a heck of a hit to the ribs.
It's on Denver, as you can see.
Personal foul. Face mask. Offense number 72. Half the distance penalty to the goal. 2nd down.
It's on the left tackle, Garrett Bowles, who's had almost a perfect ranking every game in this young season. Yep, he's got the face mask of Murphy.
Well, he initially had Murphy by the jersey, and then, but I told you, there was a bit like Nix took a shot to the ribs.
Wow.
He still had I mean, it wasn't an illegal hit, it just was a heck of a hit.
Back to the 10 with the penalty now. Trent, 2nd down and 20. With Dobbins in, quickly throws outside for Franklin, gets away from Still, looking for a block from Wattenberg, and chips his way up near the 18-yard line.
Well, that's individual. I mean, I know there were guys out there blocking, but I don't know how that wasn't a tackle for loss or maybe even a 1 or 2 yard gain. But the fact that he was able to dig his way for 7 yards. Now they're getting up to the line of scrimmage quickly to force the hand of the Chargers. Sutton, nobody over the top of him. There they give a little bit of pause as they get set.
5 in the secondary, 3rd down, 13. They need the 30. Good block, Bowles. Nix gets away from the defense, swerving and takes it upfield. I think he did too. What a run by Nix. Let's see that mark. They needed the 30, and they're right at the 30-yard line. Tui Pelotu almost had him, and Nix just was slippery and got away.
Yeah,
they're short.
The official initially marked that he had it, but then the official on the other side of the field, let's see where he is, where the knee comes down.
Knee.
The ball, yep, the ball is short. You can see the ball right there.
Excellent call.
Good job by the official on the far sideline, locating where the ball was when his knee went down.
They got the punting unit out there. They're bringing Nix off, 4th and 1, and going to rely on the defense. They came just that close. Crawshaw. And they already signal for the fair catch, which is made by McConkey. Let's take you to New York and Adam Shine.
Kevin and Trent, Arizona with an answer. Kyler Murray off a play action to the great Trey McBride. 13-13, 8 minutes to go. Buckle up, Kevin Harlan.
So we got Arizona, a team that's been playing fairly well and accumulated some points, and an injured San Francisco team.
Yeah, big NFC West matchup going on right there, and just back and forth. Kyler Murray able to tie it up to Trey McBride. Got a nice contract before the season got started, and deservedly so.
Here we go. 3 timeouts, down by 7. Herbert on 1st and 10. Matlock a block going deep and incomplete for Johnston. He's their home run hitter, and stride for stride with them was the terrific Pat Surtain. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Well, first it's the pressure by Cooper, but you see the double move by Johnston. Hufanga gets caught up on the play action fake, and he sits. Johnston gets over the top, but because of that pressure for Herbert, he had to slide up in the pocket, couldn't settle his feet, and just put a little bit too much on it.
5 in the Denver secondary, 2nd down and 10. And it'll be Hampton, and he is tackled by Benito. There was a gain of a yard on the play. It'll be 3rd down and under 5 to go, and the clock ticking, and each team with their full allotment of timeouts. Undefeated Chargers. Broncos at 1-1. Chiefs play tonight. Raiders played today, and they lost. 3rd down and 9. A pretty big play right here. You see the communication amongst the Bronco defenders. They need the 34. And the block by Pipkins. The catch by Allen. Good for the 1st down. Hufanga with the tackle, and there's a flag.
4 of them.
Wow.
They all saw the same thing.
He got the yardage for the 1st.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 9. 15 yards added to the dead ball spot, automatic,
There was
first
some late
down.
game penalties last week, which hurts Denver.
Another defensive penalty after last week's game, and been a number of them so far. No need to slam him to the ground at the end, and that's why all 4 officials threw the flag. You know, we talked to Sean Payton coming into this game, and as disappointing as last week was, the end of that game to the Colts, thinking you had the game won at the final play, and then realizing that the Colts were going to get an untimed down to try and win it. He said, listen, if we go in and take care of business and win this game, we could be in first place because you'd both be 2-1 and you'd have the head-to-head over the Chargers.
Hampton on 1st and 10, right into the gut, into the teeth of that defense. With a couple bringing him down, Barron had a hand in it. 15-yard penalty on Hufanga. That's the 10th Denver penalty, and only 3 on the Chargers.
Well, and as important as it is for the Broncos, you look at it the other way. If the Chargers get the win, now all of a sudden it's really almost like a 2-game lead, having beat every team in the division. Nobody's out there.
2nd down and 7. Here he goes, galloping free inside the 25. The rookie Hampton. The catch, the run, and no one was home. Mark him at the 24 of Denver. Big time play, catch and run of 23.
Well, Hampton's inside, and nobody's out there. You're in man coverage.
And this has been the problem with the linebackers watching tight ends and running backs and those intermediate passes, short passes, and teams are attacking that middle of the defense.
And I think that time the linebackers were blitzing in the middle. They were both in the A-gap showing inside. I just don't know who was supposed to have the swing to the outside.
1st and 10, Herbert low, Allen the catch, Jones the coverage, outside the 20, pick up a 4, 2nd down.
Man, that's the only spot you can put it, low and away.
Some kind of catch, and what a throw.
It is,
You're right.
yeah. I mean,
You're right. Great
the
throw.
defender's hanging all over Allen's back before the ball gets there, and he's still able to come up with it because of the placement of the pass.
Clock is ticking. 3 timeouts for the Chargers, trailing by 7 after they led 10-0, and the Broncos scored 17 unanswered. 2nd down and 6. Herbert to the air. Pipkins the block at the right tackle. Got away from Allen. Herbert alive, and the throw. Caught. Touchdown! Touchdown! Allen! What a play! How in the world did Herbert keep that alive?
Kevin, first off, it's the individual effort by Justin Herbert. How he's able to get away. Watch Zach Allen here. Right up the middle. He's got a clean shot at him. Herbert steps up in the pocket and throws him away with one arm. And then the throw on the run to his left, having to get his shoulder squared away and getting that ball into Keenan Allen, who was covered very well.
Dicker for the tie. At 20. with 2.5 to go. Justin Herbert has just thrown a 20-yard touchdown pass to the veteran Keenan Allen. Second consecutive game, make it third straight game with a touchdown reception.
See, this is a scramble rule I talked about earlier in the game. The receivers and quarterbacks work on this all the time. The route was an inside dig route. There's a hand to the face that wasn't called. He's able to get the ball out there. Moss is in position. Benito gets that left arm up. Herbert's able to drop his arm and sidearm it around Benito's outstretched arm. Find a spot to get it into Keenan Allen with Moss all over him. Able to come up with the tying touchdown.
And Herbert on that drive, Trent, 4 of 5, 58 yards. The touchdown pass. And the Broncos sent everybody at him, and Moss had to cover the veteran and just missed it.
And it's plays like that, Kevin, is why Jim Harbaugh told us, I think, this is him speaking, I think Justin Herbert's the best quarterback in the NFL because I see him do it every day with his legs, with his arms, with his mind, with his preparation. That time coming up with a big-time throw.
Let's see how Denver responds now, tied at 20. Another tight one for the Broncos. And here we go with Mims, who's grabbed and hit hard and taken down. Caleb Murphy finishes him off. And he's out to the 22. 3 timeouts for Denver.
Well, here we go, another close game in this rivalry. Both games last year were one-score games, and you see the QB comparison. Herbert with a lot of those yards on that final drive.
First and 10. Dobbins the back. Wattenberg a block. And here goes Nix. Chased by Dye. He'll swat at the ball and minimal gain on the play. Clock at 2:25. It'll be second down and long. We're tied at 20. Nix today 13 of 23, 153 and a touchdown pass. As Lutz watches and waits. He missed a 42-yarder last week at Indy, hitting the upright, which would have been big. Second down and 10. They bring 4. Underneath it goes Dobbins. And stopped right there. Another big defensive play. That was turned in by the veteran Jefferson, who a couple years ago was a scout for Baltimore, came out of retirement, and is back in the NFL at 32 years of age.
Well, Dobkins stumbles as he's going to cut back inside and looking to make that cut back in.
Third down and 10. It's the 2-minute warning. What a terrific game in Los Angeles. 2 bright young quarterbacks. 2 powers in the AFC. Tied at 20. 2 to go on CBS. A 2-minute warning. The Chargers just tied the game on a 20-yard touchdown pass to Allen. 3 timeouts apiece. The kicker for the Broncos awaits. But it's 3rd and 10 and a long way to go before that can even be talked about. Nix, deep. He's got him if he's on target, and it's off the fingertips of Sutton. 3 times we've had long passes like that just off. Dante Jackson was covering. It's 4th and 10, and the punting unit for the Broncos takes the field.
Well, Sutton with a little out and up, and Jackson freezes on it and just barely out of his reach. Just off the fingertips. But that double move outside and the protection allowed that to even come close. Now the Chargers are going to have a chance here with 1:53 and 3 timeouts.
Crawshaw will punt. McConkey is back. At the 22. And down at the 32. It was a punt of 56, a return of 10. Here comes Herbert. Tie game, 3 timeouts. Last week in Indianapolis for Denver.
Well, it was the final play of the game, 60-yard field goal. The penalty was called for using an opposing player to get an advantage on the block. Of course, the 15-yard penalty got him to a 45-yard field goal, and the Colts were able to make it. Another close game for the Broncos.
Cameron Dicker awaits. Herbert is 24 of 43 and a pass up the middle. Aronde Gadsden makes the grab in his first NFL game. And he's up shy of the first down beyond the 41. Gain of 9, 2nd down and 1. And Herbert underneath. Bobbled, reeled in. That is a first down to the 46. Grabbed again by Gadsden. My goodness, what a game he's had in his NFL debut. 5th catch right there.
Well, I said that this team throws to the wide receivers more than any other team, and so let's go to the rookie who's playing in his first NFL game. 5th catch on the day for Gadsden.
First down and 10 with 3 timeouts. Herbert to the sideline, caught by Allen. That's right in front of Moss. Clock is stopped at 53. And he's out of bounds at the 44 of the Broncos. The target line's the 42. Broncos with the 3 timeouts as well. Keenan Allen today, 7 catches, 65 yards. It's 2nd down and 1. After the gain of 9. Hampton the call. Big run, breaks a tackle, and then down by Moss. He's got the first down to the 36 of Denver on a swerving run of 8. And a timeout taken. Denver takes it.
Ellis just went upfield too much on that one. He had outside contain, but he was too wide with the outside contain, and Hampton had a lane. Just tripped up.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Chargers, unbeaten at 2-0. 51 seconds to go and 3 timeouts. Denver using 1 moments ago. They've got 2 as Dicker awaits a possible chance at a field goal to take a lead. Maybe give him a win. He has not missed this season. The most accurate kicker in the history of the league with the number of kicks he's had. 94%. 36-yard line with the eye. 1st and 10. Hampton, rookie, and grabbed initially down low by Tillman and then spun down and hit on the play by Jones and others. At the 38-yard line is where we go. Lost 2. 2nd down, 12. Denver takes a 2nd timeout. And 1 left. Broncos were down 10-0. Rattled off 17 unanswered points. And then the Chargers came back. And the big play that tied the game with the extra point, the 20-yard touchdown pass to Allen.
And reminder, some injuries for the Chargers. Harris went out of the game early on with what appears to be an Achilles injury, and Mekhi Becton, the right guard, is out. So Salyer's in at right guard. A couple more injuries the Chargers are dealing with.
It's a nickel secondary for Denver, and it's 2nd down and 12 for Herbert. That like a block, caught inside the 30. McConkey continues to backpedal and works his way into McMillan. Down to the 26, shy of the first by about a half yard. Or did they give him the first down? Nope. They haven't moved the chains yet. Timeout taken.
Just a little slant by McConkey. He gets an outside step. He's one-on-one. He gives a little step to the outside. That just causes to rock back on the heels. McMillan gives up that inside to McConkey, and he's able to convert and get it close. It looks like he's just going to be maybe half a yard short of the of the first down.
Yep, 3rd and 1. Denver's out of timeouts, 38 seconds to go. Tied at 20. The kicker for the Chargers. Dicker continues to warm up, as they just want to run some clock and get the position. And they're at the 25. And now Cameron Dicker, with the clock ticking, continues to ready. In Dicker's career in the 4th quarter and in overtime with go-ahead field goals, he is a perfect 7 of 7.
Well, this is going to be from 43, Kevin, on that right hash.
Clock winding down. They'll use a timeout right there with 4 seconds. And they'll bring their kicker on to try to win it. What a terrific game in every way. Comebacks.
It has been, yeah. It's close football game, Kevin. Just, you know, what you think of. It's a 10-0 game. It's a AFC West rivalry game. Last year, both games were one-score games. This one, it looked like the Chargers were in complete control right before halftime, and then the 4th down call to Sutton to make it 10-7. And then now this second half, things have opened up a little bit.
The snap will come from Lovato. The hold from J.K. Scott and Cameron Dicker. Perfect this year. We'll try a 43-yard field goal. 5 seconds on the clock. Indoors, no wind for the Chargers. Got it. 23-20. Zeros on the clock. It's over, and the Chargers remain unbeaten. And their first 3-0 start in 23 years. On a game-winning 43-yard field goal by Cameron Dicker.